again. Hey guys, what's up? Happy Wednesday. Ugh. Happy Wednesday. There's a lot going on right now. What you got going on? What you finna get into? Hi, what's up? So I am headed to see Black Panther. I'm off today. Okay, so I'm headed to see Black Panther again because I've already seen it once and it was really, really good. But anywho, hi, I'm Jazz. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out with me, all of that good stuff. If we are not friends, let's be friends. Subscribe to my channel, which is right below this video, just so that you can keep up with all of my videos that I post and stuff. And speaking of keeping up with videos, make sure you turn on that notification sign so that you get a ring-a-ding-ding every time that I upload a new video. But this is Car Vibes, and let's get into it. So I have such incredible friends. I have such incredible people that are in my life, and incredible family members and loved ones, and people that I just admire so much. With that concept, with that reality, also comes the fact that these people that I love are human beings, and so they're human, and though I trust them with everything, they're still human, so they're still bound to make mistakes and things. And so just in general, and it just kind of is what it is, I make mistakes, we all make mistakes. And so I have found myself, as God and I continue to go on this journey together, and I am learning perseverance and trusting him regardless, and not letting my emotions get the best of me and my feelings, because I used to be that person that was always giving into my feelings, and sometimes I still do, and probably will continue to do so as I work through that reality, or work through managing that and things like that. But there's certain things that God tells us that aren't meant for other people to maybe see, or it's not the time for you to share it with them as he shares it with you, right? And so there's one particular circumstance in my life that I truly has just been a whirlwind, and honestly, when it all comes together, I look forward to having that conversation and really digging more into that. But it's kind of like those that are closest to me sometimes think that I don't desire that anymore, or I don't have that same type of passion because I don't talk about it as much as I used to. And I think, so then there comes the, well, maybe if you tried this, or maybe you should do this, or maybe you should go into this. And again, I appreciate it because it's coming from a loving place, but sometimes it hurts, considering that I'm already working through it with God, in our own personal relationship, and certain things, it's just not the time for me to necessarily share. And that's fine. I mean, it's fine, but working through that and working through those feelings. And so I ended up in a conversation where I was being challenged about how I go about a certain area in my life, and well, why don't you try this, or why don't you do this? And it wasn't, I've had this conversation before, and I've gotten upset and frustrated as a result of it before. And so I didn't feel like going down that road. I've already expressed, listen, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to get into this. Just leave it. Let's just trust God or whatever. And honestly, with this same conversation, there would be comments that kind of contradict themselves, and it's sort of frustrating because you kind of want to go, do you hear yourself right now? Like, are you serious? Like, why? Do you realize that doesn't even make sense? That doesn't match, right? But I can't do that because it's not worth it. Especially when you know what God has shown you, and when you walk in relationship with him and you experience him for yourself, and you know how he interacts with you and how he shares himself with you. And if you don't, I challenge you to ask him to do so. But for those of us that are continuing to learn and understand how God interacts with us, he'll share something, and that'll be what he said. He said what he said, right? And everybody doesn't necessarily receive that, and sometimes it's the closest people that you try to share that with that they don't understand, and it can hurt sometimes, and it can be like, well, why don't you get it, or why don't you understand, or why are you still bringing this up to me, or why are we still talking about this? But it's not time for them to understand, and that's okay. This is when you learn to persevere and to continue to trust God, even when those who you are closest to don't always understand. Especially in getting out of that mindset. I'm really working on getting out of that mindset of just only going off of what other people around me, how they perceive and receive the things that I desire for myself or that they desire for me. Versus, okay, but are you still going to trust God even when those around you are saying stuff that's contradictory to what he said? Even though they mean well and they love you. Not to say like they're bad people, or not to say that they're just totally against you or whatever, but just what they think, right? Trying to project their plans and their ideas, and well, this happened for me, and it's like, well, yeah, just because it happened for you doesn't mean it's gonna happen for me. In that way. So I'm working through that, but I wanted to share that with you because it is not like, you have to get to a place, and I'm still truly seeking to work through this. And you know, as I've had conversations with others and with loved ones that have really helped me to gain perspective of understanding that, you know, sometimes it's even the people that's closest to you that don't truly understand God's purpose for you, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing, but you cannot be moved by them not understanding, or you can't waver in this truth or make the truth any less valid because the people that are closest to you don't understand. Especially considering that it might be different than how things have happened for them in their lives. And so this is something I'm still working through. I pray through, and you know, I definitely work through a series of emotions as God is molding me to not be moved by anything. And it's a direct result of a prayer that prayers that I pray, because I pray pretty bold prayers when it comes to how I want to be. I want to, you know, not be intimidated by anyone, not fear anyone, be confident in God and who God's called me to be confident in my own identity, not be afraid or feel left out or anything like that when it comes to seasons and transitions in my life, if that makes sense. And also to not be moved by anything and to trust God. Well, as I've been placed in this season of my life where I truly do have to trust God, and I look at the natural and what I see and what other people see as far as I'm concerned, and it doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, hold on, but like, how are we gonna do this? You know? But I have to just continue to stay steadfast, remain prayed up. I definitely have been so much more in my Bible now, which was another desire that I've had, to be more intentional about praying. And reading my word and really studying my word, is that something that I've considered myself not to be very good at. And quoting scriptures, I think one of my biggest concerns is misquote, like taking stuff out of context. So I just don't reference. I'm still learning in that space when it comes to referencing scripture for more than that scripture, but actually the whole story and the context of which the scripture was written, right? Which is a whole separate conversation. But anyways, those are my thoughts, but let me know your thoughts. I mean, what are some things that you struggle with, or what are some things that, you know, maybe God has shared with you, but people are in your corner like, nah, or like, you need to go about it like this way, or maybe you're not thinking about this right, or maybe you're not doing this. Now, again, I'm not saying just tell everybody to get out of your life and get out your face when it comes to giving feedback from, you know, but ask God to really illuminate those people to you, or make it clear who you should be receiving things from and how to sift through information as he shares his heart with you and shares his purpose for your life. So that's my car vibes for today. I'm almost to this movie. I'm so excited about it, and I've already seen it, but again, I'm about to see it again because it was so good. But I hope you guys are doing well. Comment below topics you want me to get into. Like, share, subscribe, hang out with me. Let's be friends. And you know, let's just continue to do this together. So love you guys. Talk to you later.